No, I mean not next anymore anyway, and so they just keep certain shows or certain.
Watching YouTube because he liked it too much.
I know, and all these like toy shows. I think. Ooh, can y'all hear that echoing?
Yeah, I hear an echo.
Okay, wait, that might be better. Okay, now.
I don't know. I don't hear. It's almost like it's a delay, but
Okay, it's better now, but okay. All right, girlie. I think this is our last one with Janine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we're answering everything for you before we hop off here or anything like that.
yeah,
I've
shoot
been
away.
using my brain to think of something. I can't think of anything.
Well, that's good.
That's kind of what we've said. We feel like there's a lot of visits here, so we have covered a lot of territory.
We have, and I'm not having any specific problems right now. I mean, my diastasis is still open, but I think it is working on closing, and I'm not having any pain anywhere else. So I'm
Good.
kind of having trouble thinking of any questions because I'm like, okay.
That's
Oh,
all right. That's all right. Yeah.
Um, Go ahead.
No, I don't have one. I was just trying to think.
Okay, I know that you want to meet with me. So, but before we do, I was just going to say, let's see. This week I had to take mom to the doctor, and I've got. I mean, they're fixing to plumb my house.
It's really
So,
whenever, because I mean we're gonna be here, so it's
okay. So, do you know, like, can you even tell any like progress with it
um
with your
I,
fascia tissue?
my muscles feel stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I do engage my abs, you can feel more. There's more stuff there.
Okay.
Um,
Um, Anything to say about the integrity of fascia tissue, Janine? Like everybody's fascia tissue can be different.
Well,
Have you?
yeah, the collagen and elastin is all different for everybody, and that's determined upon your genetics. And I think we talked about this. Like people that get stretch marks tend to have tight skin. So, like for me, my stomach is a roadmap of stretch marks. I kind of knew I was going to get them because my mom had them. So, and I have stretch marks when I grew as an adolescent. I have stretch marks like my breastfeeding. So, but I have a really tight face too. So, the good thing is my stomach, the appearance of my stomach, even though I have tone there, it's not what I would like it to be just because it will never look the same since I've had babies. So they're like my battle scars, you know. So I don't really care what that looks like. That's not important to me. What's important to me is what people see, my face. So I look at that like, you know what? It's just one of those things. Like if it's functioning, that's what we want it to do. We want it to be functioning to hold our back together, to hold our stool in, our urine, to be able to have sex, like all those things. That's more important than the appearance. And you know, if like we talked about beach bodies and stuff, like I'm not a beach body person. I don't think it's natural, you know, to try to look like that after you've had a baby. Like you could, it's not, you know, but I don't think it's realistic for many of us because of the fact that like sometimes we have stretch marks and the appearance of a split.
Plumbers are here, so I've got to go answer the door. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what I'm saying is the appearance of it isn't as important as the function of it.
right.
And it's again that mindset thing, you know, trying to wrap our heads around. And you know, it's not that it's don't worry so much about the split as the function.
Okay.
If you're working as you should, because that will be a side effect. It will come together. And if your ribs are coming down, then your abs are coming together too. But if your ribs are flared, then it's going to be a little harder. So because that attachment point of the abdominals, you know, so they'll have a bigger distance to attach. So if the ribs are where they should be, then the abdominal function will come back together.
I think
So,
my ribs are mostly where they're supposed to be. The left is still funky, but it's going to be funky.
Yeah, there's a reason for the left side, and it has something to do with, I'm trying to think, there's a reason. Like the right side tends to get tight as adhesions because there's more organs. It's an anatomical thing. The left side, it's because of the position of the kidney, and also the a lot of babies will sit on that left side, so we almost get bigger on that left side. So there's going to be an asymmetry there. The internal part of our body is asymmetrical. I mean, it's really amazing when you think about it. One hand or one foot could be bigger than the other, and you put a line down the middle of your face, one side looks different than your other side, and you know, we would look really kind of odd if we were completely symmetrical. We'd look like Martians or something, I think so. Yeah, so the symmetry it's symmetry of movement that's more important. You know, like, can you rotate to one direction? Is one hip tighter than the other? You know, that's more important to me, is not necessarily the way it looks as to what's happening with how you move. So does that make sense?
Well, things are going better. I can still feel like, I know that's gross, but like my intestines, I can still feel them
coming through.
Yeah,
Okay.
But they're less so.
Good. Okay.
Not as bad. But I still do feel like you can definitely tell there's nothing in front of them.
Yeah. It'll, again, as you're tensing it, you're healing. I mean, it's coming, the tissues do return. So with all the things that you're doing. But it does take time. And I mean, we don't have, like we've talked about time frames, it's different for everybody, you know. And then think about life. I mean, Amanda had a car accident and a few other things in the middle of all this. So, and I remember when I was healing, I mean, I went back to work and I had 3 kids and I was thinking, I can't do this. And I went back down to 1 day a week, and then, you know, just juggling a lot of stuff. Like, while you're trying to heal, I think that's the biggest thing, you know. And
yeah, we're moving and all of this is happening, and I'm like, okay, just, but the biggest thing I think was about 2 weeks ago, I prayed really hard and I was just like, okay, Lord, I'm going to quit worrying about this. This is yours. You heal it as you do it best, because you do it best, and I'm not going to interfere. And I let it go. And I don't worry about it anymore, and I don't wake up upset about it anymore. And it has been so wonderful. It has been the best 2 weeks I've had since, and it's sad, the best 2 weeks I've had since my baby was born has been the 2 weeks after I said, whatever, you take it, it's not mine. So it's been really good.
That's a great example. Yep.
But it took, how long did it take me to give it up? I hung on to it for like, what, 5 months? So don't waste your time.
We all hang on to different things for different reasons, but yeah. And you know, were you able to use the tape too? Is the tape effective for you?
I've been taping, and that does help. I kind of like how it feels, actually. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. It just, again, guides the tissues back together. So, I mean, there's no limit to how long. It's not like it's a brace where it's like making you cheat or compensate. I mean, you can wear the tape as long as you want. When I made that video for everybody, I never had tape on my abdomen because my split was never that big, you know, to the point, or plus I didn't know about tape. So, but when I had that tape on, even without a split, I felt fantastic. And I had a lady in the other day, she has an umbilical hernia. Now, I'm not even treating her for her core. She came in with neck pain. But as I looked down the chain at her pelvis was still a mess. And I had treated her years ago for her pelvis. So I said, well, let's just put some tape over your belly button. I just did a little X. So it doesn't have to be the whole basket weave. It could just be like one little X, you know, with tape like this big. So it could be like a 1.5 or 2 inch piece of tape just over the belly button to close that piece, or the part where you feel like the organs are bulging through at times, you know. So that might make it more easy to like put the tape on and take it off, as opposed to the whole basket weave process. You know, the basket weave is good when you have the ribs are flared and you got to pull the ribs down, and where you have like maybe a longer split, but as the split gets, because it's not just how wide, it's how long it is. So as the split gets smaller, then you just tape a little piece. So you could just do 2 pieces crisscross right at that part where it's the widest, or where you feel like it's. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because that just gives you a little bit of like, okay, I have myself, I'm holding myself together, and it gives you more integrity.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I like, it's nice, that extra support.
Yes, yeah, and it's not dependency. You're not creating dependency. You're retraining the brain. So the whole time that tape's on, your brain's getting new messages. So that's why we use it.
Cool.
Yeah, and I even think you saying, just whatever, giving it to God. I think that's going to help a lot too. Just even with stress levels and
Mm-hmm.
our brain, your brain and your thought processes and things like that. I think that's definitely going to help as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've felt so much better. So
Yeah,
like,
the surrender is, we have to learn this lesson so many times, we surrender something and then we hold on to it. And then it's a lifelong thing, but yeah, surrendering for sure is letting go of that control. And it's not, that you don't care or you're, it's just, yeah, it's very important knowing that it's not going to consume you. And yeah.
And I just know that he's going to do it better.
Yeah.
He does everything better.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows, for whatever reason, to do this thing next. And I don't know. So, hands off.
Yeah.
I love it.
Still doing my breathing and my exercises and stuff, but I'm not like every morning trying to figure out where I am, or is it smaller, is it worse, and being devastated if it feels the same or whatever. It's just like, okay, get up and take care of my babies, because that's the best part.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia, we talked about this Sunday. Wasn't that part of our talk about like how that's a big part of this? Did you watch that, by the way? I don't know if you had. Did you?
I haven't gotten a chance. I wanted to.
Did you post it, Olivia? Because I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it on? It's on your page, on your Facebook page.
Yeah, and then I'm fixing to, like, I've got to run different ads on it.
I gotta look at it and share it. I haven't been on Facebook much. I've been running around.
No, I need to watch that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm good. Yeah. I was actually getting ready to tape again this morning. I haven't taped in a while, but it helps me remember to be in alignment. It's that, like, you could just feel it. So, like, you feel it, but you don't. So I just really enjoy it because it helps me to remember how to breathe and to be in alignment.
And you can tape anywhere. Like I was flipping pancakes all Sunday morning. My wrist I was getting tendonitis. I'm thinking, oh, this was dumb. I need my hands for my job. And then I lifted a heavy vanity that my husband's redoing in my bathroom. And so by Monday morning, I had cramps and like severe pain in my wrist and my forearm. So I just put a thing of tape on, and it felt like immediately when I put it on, I felt this like myofascial release, like just, oh, that's what I needed. So anywhere in your body that you're struggling, whether it's like in your neck or in your jaw, I've even like put little piece on my jaw to help that clenching, so.
How do you know exactly where to put it? Like sometimes, if you have the pain in your wrist, so.
Yeah, if you just have it, you just put it over the area, and you can sometimes make a crisscross, like an X. So you just put
it's hurting.
Yeah, like 50%. Like say you have buttock pain, like you're starting to get sciatica, just put X marks the spot right on the buttock, right where it hurts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that helps. How's well, I was gonna ask her about her knee and her
Sorry.
in the glutes.
A bad word that we cannot say it.
My knee is much better.
And your glutes, are you still feeling it? Are you figuring that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as much, like, I'm struggling with the squats still, but I have to roll the stuff up under my feet, but I'll figure it out there someday.
And then also doing some of the, do you do any of the calf releases?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Get over this cold.
Well, that's a good, bringing that up, Amanda. I'm just going to talk real quick on sickness and illness. As think about when you're sick, how your muscles get weak in your whole body. So any illness could exacerbate symptoms, and then women a lot of times will panic and go, oh no, my leaking is back, or my back pain is back. But it's a temporary thing, and then once you get over the illness, you just get back with the exercises. So sometimes we have to step up the exercises a little bit after an illness just to get back to where we were. But definitely, like when you're having a cough, and we talked about bending backwards when you cough too, instead of bending forward, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Oh,
So, yeah. What's that?
I had a question come up as you were saying that. So go ahead and then.
No,
No, I was.
Okay. What about throwing up? That never came up, but that will happen because I will probably get pregnant again, and that happens for about 3 months at first.
For all your pregnancies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I get hyperemesis every time.
Oh, I had that only with my last one, but that's awful. Oh gosh. That's going to be tough because you're gagging, you're really increasing that intra-abdominal pressure. So you're probably going to want to tape your abdomen to make sure that
exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Taking to help. What do you feel about binders during pregnancy supports compared to taping? Because I do get that question asked a lot.
The one support I wore was called Baby Hugger. And what I liked about it was it just held my belly up as if someone was lifting it up from the bottom. So it had like a snap out crotch kind of thing. And then like, I felt like a contraption. I really did. It was a little cumbersome, but I never taped myself when I was pregnant. So I'm just wondering too, if you couldn't just take tape from the lower abdomen and just pull it up to the ribs and offer the same support. So, just more of a retraining kind of thing. But I wore the Baby Hugger just because I'm on my feet all day with my job. And then like I would just, and getting up and down, sometimes even like a sitting job, or when you're sitting and then standing, that pressure of going from sit to stand makes you kind of grunt and go, oh, and bear down. So I felt like literally I didn't feel like I had any belly when I had that thing on. So that's one of my favorite supports. But other than that, and some people need an SI belt, but again, I wonder if I had this tape, if I would have really needed that too. So I don't know. An SI belt's just to kind of hug everything together, for the loose ligaments that tend to make our pelvis loosey-goosey, and then we get that pain in the pelvic girdle, like either in the front by the pubic bone or in the back by the SI joint.
Would you recommend while you are that big to continue when you stand up, engage your abs? Transverse. When you reach up, engage. Just keep doing it.
Exhale.
All of it. Okay.
Exhale. Yeah.
Yeah, breathing, homework, everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to work on those muscles.
Yeah, the infant carrier you never want to pick up without exhaling.
No, I don't put mine in an infant carrier anymore because mine always outgrow it both of mine outgrew it by like 2 months.
Jeez.
They were too much for it.
I see moms lugging those things around. The baby's feet are hanging over the edge. The baby's like 25 pounds. And I'm like, that is not good. And it's just because the freedom of once that baby's out of that thing, like they don't want to stay in the stroller. And so it's not healthy for us to be lugging it and then we're like crooked when we carry it. Yeah. I think those things have caused probably more problems than anything.
Yeah.
I think after baby 3, I gave up and just got the convertible one because I figured I was carrying or wearing the baby most of the time anyways. And I hate those things.
I don't like mine either. It's okay when they're tiny, tiny, tiny.
Yeah.
But once they get very big, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it free. I don't know that maybe with Miles, my oldest, but I don't remember really lugging them around in that. I just grabbed them.
They like that so much better anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Better for bonding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I was just thinking.
And hands.
Go ahead. What?
No, I was like, and hands free.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. just that this goes along with everything we're talking about. Just focusing on your self-care. That's just going to be huge. And, as you look at doing breathing homework or you're looking at doing exercises, just having the mindset of this is self-care and it's taking care of you instead of what's this doing for my dialysis? Is it healing? What is it, that you are taking care of yourself. We need the muscles to do everything, we're doing every day. And, some women, like Janine said, some women are going to want that look of beach body or they have a goal for that. But, I always tell women, check your motives. What is it? Why do you want that? Is it just because of a goal that, that's going to help you continue your self-care? Some women have a hard time even making time for self-care. So maybe even setting certain goals for that. And also making sure you get rest and relaxation activities in is huge. We don't make enough time to do rest and relaxation activities usually. And just even like, I don't know if you go for walks, I know it's cold outside, but just on the days that you can, get those in, or even if they let you walk at your mall, you can walk leisurely. Like they let us walk at our mall like 30 minutes or an hour early before they open. Doing some foam rolling, salt baths, just doing some, meditating on, I'm sure you do this already, but even on God's words or just all those thoughts, it's just important. And we don't take time to do that as much. But if you can even put that in your calendar, because it is going to help you out tremendously.
And
I do.
For the last days, but I need to get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to ask Janine, so your video this week that Olivia shared was the one about the massage for like constipation and other things.
Okay.
Now, when this last time when I went through ovulation, it was bad. Would that help during the hormone times too? Because I know like hormones can be really messy. But I'm wondering if stuff like that would...
The colon sits right next to the hip flexor, and then the fascia that goes in that same area that wraps around the egg, that's kind of all connected to the, like, inside the hip, like deep in the hip. So if you massage your colon, it certainly could help just with that ovulation pain. I'm trying to think of what else. Was it on, which side was it on?
Well, I didn't even realize it until after the fact, to be honest. It was just a lot of constipation and bloating, and like no matter what I ate,
Yeah.
I was just miserable.
So progesterone is the second half of the cycle. Progesterone is surging because progesterone fluffs up the lining of the uterus, and it makes the womb hospitable for new life. It makes you also crave carbs. And eat like crazy, so like, and then that's what you are, when you're pregnant, you're a progesterone factory. So, because that progesterone stays high, and then that's part of, like, they used to say it was the hormone relaxin that made everything loosey-goosey. I think it's progesterone, because mid-cycle, we get that surge. So, with that progesterone could make smooth muscle relax, which is like blood vessels and all the colon and all the smooth muscles of our organs. So things could slow down during that phase, second half of the cycle.
That makes sense. Like it doesn't happen all the time, but like I totally had heartburn and
the whole symptoms.
Like I totally felt like I was pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's progesterone, but.
Do you know how to do the colon massage?
I saw the video this week. Was that one you're talking about?
I don't think she demonstrated it. Do you know how to do it, Megan, just in case? And pretty easy to show real quick, Janine, and then
okay,
so explain what it's for.
You lay on your back with your knees bent, Now, you see, this is my left side, but it looks right. So it's clockwise, okay? So, you know, I'm not a weather lady. I'm trying to think if I can do it the other way. But anyways, you start, the colon comes up, around, and down. And I can show you a diagram too, Olivia. I can send it to you, or I can just go grab it and show you all too. Okay, so what I do is I start at my left rib, and I go down. I'm right on my skin when I do this, okay, with lotion. That's I, it's capital I, okay? And then I come up under my right rib. I go left and then down, okay? That's a capital L upside down, okay, because it's like that. And then I do a U, which is an upside down U. Starting at the right lower part, I come up, across, and down, okay? So it's I love, it's an infant massage technique, so you can do this on your children too. You, and you come around like that, okay? So this is all clockwise. I'm starting at the right side, going to the left side. And then afterwards, you can lay on your left side, which will kind of help drain that transverse colon because the colon goes from the right to the left. It just kind of helps it contract along. So that's, and you can also just do one big capital L or a U and make circles like this, but you want to press firmly and deep. You're not going to hurt anything. But if you feel crampy, like oftentimes I get cramps in my transverse colon, so I just sometimes will just go across, or I'll just kind of do segments like that, and just kind of go across or make little circles just to get things moving. So, and this is what we should be doing after we have a baby, after we have a C-section, because things shut down, you know, after surgery and anesthesia and stuff like that too. So, did you guys have C-sections? I can't remember. Who had C-sections?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Oh, yeah.
All
You had 7.
All of them. Amanda did.
You get the record. I don't know anybody who's had 7 C-sections.
No.
Okay.
4 is, I think, the record for my patients. So I've never seen anybody with 7.
When is it good to do that massage? I mean, anytime you're feeling at night.
Yeah.
And
Before you go
then,
to bed.
okay.
Because that'll kind of help stimulate things to move. Maybe, I mean, although when you're sleeping, technically digestion shuts down. But if you get it to kind of stimulate, move along while, like right before you go to bed, then in the morning it might be closer to the rectum or the end of the digestive tract. So, but if you're struggling, like if you're bloated and you're just uncomfortable, you can do it at that time too. Like when your kids are constipated or they're cranky or, you know, babies are colicky, you could do it on them, and usually they poop right after you do it.
He does. I do it to my little girl, and then it's like 5 minutes later, big time diaper. Be ready.
Isn't that awesome?
Be very ready.
So I don't adults have that quick of a system as babies, but yeah, babies respond really quick usually when we do it.
Yeah, she's
Babies and kids.
really quick.
Yeah, so you just do it to yourself. The same technique you do on your baby. It's an infant massage technique.
Sorry, I'm hearing like my rears vibrating from them on the house. Like, what is all this noise in here? So is it okay to do during your cycle or no? What do you think?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because that's another time you can get, like some women will get really constipated, others get loose with their cycle. You know, histamines kind of do all kinds of crazy things. So.
Yeah, I get loose.
Yeah, that's typical, but it depends. Again, like you can go either way, but it's good for complete eliminations, because when you're loose, sometimes it's not complete, you know, like it's like small and it doesn't feel like there's a large, like you don't feel like you completed the job. That's how you didn't evacuate all the way. So.
What, Megan?
Can you do it when you're pregnant?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Because I get loose for 9 months of pregnancy. It's like every day. So that would be helpful.
Yeah. The only thing you can't really mobilize when you're pregnant is your uterus. So yeah, you can massage your belly.
I didn't do it at all with them because I was afraid I would hurt the baby or something, because I don't know where everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest thing is don't massage between your ankles because those are acupressure points that could stimulate labor and delivery. I mean, that's the only thing I know. But then I've had patients who are ready to go. They need the baby to come and they're massaged like crazy and it still doesn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know if that's just a myth. The baby's going to come when the baby's going to come, you know?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I think you guys have had great questions. This has been, you know, really, like I'm learning as we go here too, just the questions you guys have, it helps me understand what all needs, like what's not common knowledge and what needs to be talked about more. So I appreciate that. And, you know, both of you have been great students. So I've
Well,
loved
I
working.
really enjoyed this so much and learned so much. So
Mhm.
Great. Yeah.
Well, and we'll meet tomorrow at 1 if y'all can do it. Can y'all do it?
I'm not sure I have a chiropractor appointment, but I may have to leave a little bit early. But I
Okay.
can,
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. And Olivia, I'll get back to you about that other question. I think I saw it today. I just haven't been, I've got emails
Oh,
to catch up and a bunch of other
yeah.
stuff too.
You just have to
Behind.
click on that link and
Okay.
then it'll be good.
Okay.
All righty.
Okay. All right, guys. It was great.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
ladies.
day. Have a good Thanksgiving too. I'll talk to you.
Yes.
And don't worry, if you eat too much, you can just come back right to it.
Yeah. All right.
right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.